Welcome back to Coaching Under Quarantine.
So a little update on how Jean's getting on, because you got told just a little while ago, right?
Literally a few minutes ago. So the update with Jean, if you haven't already seen, there's a video about what I'm talking about, one back. The update on Jean is that today she had a conversation with a nurse, which is something that we haven't been told she's been able to do up to this point. She was talking about her two sons and her grandkids and her dogs. So that was taken as very positive news. We were told that she would be taking off all of her medication today. Antibiotics and painkillers, morphine and stuff like that, that she would be taking off all of that. And the news yesterday was that once she was taken off all of that, it was up to her to fight the virus, and if she stopped breathing they wouldn't resuscitate, and that was all we knew, is that she has a do not resuscitate on her, and it was up to her to fight the virus. So as far as we were concerned, she was coming off all of her medication today. The update from this morning was that she was still on her antibiotics. And after the conversation with the nurse and everything seemed really positive by the afternoon. From my understanding, she had her oxygen taken up from 94% oxygen to 100% oxygen. So it means that her breathing is becoming more difficult. It was already really bad. She was on 94%. And right now she's on 100% oxygen. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are thinking of her and praying for her and, you know, sending all the thoughts and stuff. She really is like a very valued member of the community where she lives. She does a lot of good stuff for a lot of people, including the Tal families in the Philippines. So I just thought that with us telling you about her, and the reason we told you about her is because she had a part to play in what we'd done when we first arrived in the Philippines, which was our relief mission. And I just think it's important that, you know, she kind of gets that recognition because she played a big part in it. So as of right now, that's all we know. We're still trying to be as positive as we can. But we were also told that, you know, if you kind of have to prepare for the worst, so it's hard to be positive. But Chris has said, you know, the odds are in her favour.
Odds are in everyone's favour at the moment, purely because I think in England there's like 85,000 cases, and I think there's 10,000 deaths, 10,500 deaths. So the majority of people are surviving. So she's probably got a very high chance that she'll be okay. And our Prime Minister, he's like 55, and he survived it, but he had a bit of a rough go as well. He was on the oxygen as well for about 3 days. So I think the odds are in her favour, but obviously it's still quite a dangerous time. So hopefully, and then over the next few days, 2-3 days, we should start seeing a little bit of an improvement. Hopefully, crossing fingers. But yeah, so as soon as we hear anything else, we'll keep
we get daily updates. So I think for every day that we do a video, we'll just do a quick update to keep you all informed, because we had a massive response on the video yesterday from people. The comments that we got for her were just amazing. So thank you all very much for all of your lovely, kind messages. And I think that it's only fair, now you know, to keep you updated. So that's what we'll do from this point. But we just wanted to start off by letting you know what was going on there. And we're just trying to be positive and just send all of our positive thoughts her way. So that's the update with Jean.
That we spoke a lot about how there were so many foreigners in the Philippines trying to get repatriated back to their own countries. So for us, it was getting back to England. There'd be Germans, there was a lot of Europeans all in the Philippines trying to get back. But we never really spoke about the actual Filipinos in England or other countries in Europe trying to get back to the Philippines. So a couple of days ago there was an article online where 275 Filipino workers on cruise ships that were based in England or London, they actually got repatriated from London Heathrow back to Manila. I think that was 2 days ago.
I knew about that before it happened because of a good friend of mine actually was on the flight that repatriated them, and he was really excited to do that. His words were, "I'm really excited to have the opportunity to reunite people back with their families." So we knew about that, didn't we? We just didn't know how many or.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I didn't even think, like, when you're in the Philippines and we was in our situation, you don't even think about the opposite, like the roles reversed. All you think about is how are we gonna get back to England, right? And everyone that was stuck in the Philippines and still stuck in the Philippines, all trying to get back, right? But I didn't even cross my mind that there was Filipinos here that were trying to get back also. So it was exactly the same situation from their perspective. So it took a little bit longer for them to get back, but they did end up getting back home. 275 from 2 cruise ships, and they left from London. So there was also 3 Filipinos that were repatriated from Cebu.
No, there was a group.
How many?
There was a group of Filipinos that were repatriated from Cebu. They'd done 14 days quarantine as advised before they were being brought over to the island from Cebu to Iloilo. And when they were due to travel from Cebu to Iloilo, there were 3 OFWs that were then put in with that group who hadn't done quarantine. They were placed in there by officials, and then they were sent over to Iloilo. Iloilo is obviously mass testing at the moment. They've already begun, and it was found that one of them 3 that joined the group had tested positive for the virus, which means that now obviously everybody who was in that group of repatriated OFWs
on the flight, right? The whole flight
from Cebu to Iloilo is now obviously under investigation because they'd done their quarantine. The 3 that came over hadn't. I think it was more of an issue with the officials telling them to join the group rather than them not quarantining. And obviously as a result of one of them testing positive, now everybody has to quarantine again because everybody's now obviously at risk of contracting the virus. So I think the mayor was highly unhappy with the officials because it was obviously something that had been put in place in order to protect the community, and he wasn't happy that obviously that had happened. But from what I've read, he caught it quickly. They all got tested straight away, and they're just obviously now they have to be aware of who they came into contact with. So that is the repatriation from Cebu to Iloilo, but that isn't necessarily the group of people that came from London to the
Manila,
Philippines. Yeah, it's not the same group. So we're not sure where the ones from Cebu came from. Maybe somewhere in Asia for them to fly into Cebu.
Maybe. Yeah.
So we're unsure, but as far as we're aware, that is kind of with regards to repatriation, the news. And I'm glad to see that obviously people managed to get home, because we know that a lot of overseas Filipino workers actually lost their jobs in Asia, in and around like the Middle East and Asia and where they work, because obviously their jobs that they had are no longer needing them because of this lockdown. So I know that a lot of people lost their jobs, so obviously the next best thing for them would be to be able to fly home. So we're glad to see that they managed to get back, be with their families, because as people who were stuck on the other side of the world with this going on, to be honest, we had a lot of comments, didn't we, saying, oh, stay in the Philippines, you're safer, and
yeah,
you're right, it is safer, but as all of you would probably agree, there is no place like home when there is an absolute crisis happening around you. And although we consider the Philippines as home, it's also we're closer to family. I want to be able to make sure that my mum is okay and my sister and grandparents are okay, and it doesn't cost us as much to be here, and we don't have the financial concern being here than we did over there.
Mainly the financial, mainly.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest aspect. So even if we just go by the financial aspect of it, there is no place like home, because it's never going to cost you as much money to be in your home country as it is to be in another country when you have to pay to live with no income. And obviously we budget our trip. We don't have mounds of money. I know some think that we do, but we don't. And we budget every year. We know how much money we have, how long we're going to be away for, and how long that will last.
Yeah.
And
you just didn't know how long it was going to last, because no one knows how long this whole
lockdown is.
It could last. Like there's in England, there's talk of the lockdown lasting until like
September.
Yeah, September, and some people are even saying it's going to last for the rest of the year. So no one really knows.
It's all speculation, but it's very much kind of, it's possible. So it's also possible in the Philippines. So imagine if we were there and we budgeted until June, and then this happened to stay until September. How are we going to afford to live? And I just don't think that it's right as foreign people that we take from the government over there, when there's so many people who are, people of the country who deserve that aid.
I mean,
even
if every country around the world eased the lockdown rules, right? It still doesn't mean that they're going to open the borders, because it's the borders that really matter. Because
that's the risk.
Because if everyone's borders are still shut until the end of the year, then there's no flights. If there's no flights, then no one can move anyway. So the biggest thing was we don't know when or if we'll be able to fly again. I mean, we was thinking, it ain't so bad. If worst case scenario we have to stay, it's okay. The flights will be back open on April 14th.
Yeah, we really believe.
No.
We actually did.
So we almost like believed like April 14 it'll all go back to normal. That's how we just didn't understand. We didn't know what was going on. So to us, it was like, April 14, everything's going to go back to normal. No, it's not.
It's mad how in that situation, everybody at home was kind of saying, how can you not know this was going to happen? And we just think, how can you know this is going to happen? How can you never go through this in your life and plan for this to happen? Everyone is literally living day by day, because none of us have ever experienced anything like this before. And when you're traveling, you don't watch the news, you don't listen to the news, because the news is depressing and it's negative. Like, why are you going to watch the news? And it's only because of Kai that we ended up getting into Manila and going to Iloilo, because we thought our house will be ready, it'll be fine. And house wasn't ready, and then it was only because of that lovely lady and her family giving up their seats that we managed to get home. Because if that didn't happen, then God knows where we would be right now. But I think, to be honest, we would be with Tessie. If Kai never told us and we had no idea what was going to happen, I think we would have been with Tessie.
Yeah, we would have been in lockdown with Tessie, which she would have loved it, by the way.
I think I would have loved it as well, because it would have just been like being with your family.
She would have loved it, because she would have definitely said to us, "Oh guys, now I'm gonna double the rates because you can't leave." So she would have double tried. No, she would have definitely cracked a joke about that though.
Oh,
definitely.
She's lovely, but it's just mad because you can't plan for this, and obviously there's no place like home when you know that there's a risk to your family and the people that you love. Obviously you just want to be near to them to know that you're okay. And I think one of the most frustrating things is I'm close to my mum, but I still can't see her. And that's really difficult, but just to know that, we're not that far away, we're not a whole world apart at the moment is reassuring. And I know that all of Filipino overseas workers that were abroad and managed to get home, I know that will have been such a relief for them to be able to go back home. So we're glad that they made it, and it's just one of them things where at the moment, one thing I wanted to actually update in regards to repatriation is we done a video about repatriating the British people, and it was quite a popular video. It got a lot of shares. It got a lot of shares on Facebook, and it got a lot of shares from YouTube as well. And still now we get comments and private messages from people offering their help, and there are so many comments on our channel at the moment because we've grown so quickly over the last 3-4 weeks, haven't we? That we cannot keep up with comments. It's so hard. But there's been some incredibly kind people who have offered their homes because, for example, there was one man in Australia who offered his home because it was empty, and he was like, you can stay there for free. There's Wi-Fi, there's food. I'll tell you where the key is, or where to get a key from, and you can stay there. And there's been a couple of different people who have offered their homes in different parts of the country and opened their home up and said, come and stay with us for free, we'll feed you. Not us personally, but there have been some for us, but for the people who were in the video who were still stuck in the Philippines waiting for or hoping for a repatriation flight. So first of all, we just want to say thank you for all of your really, really kind offers. A few days ago we got a message from a police official from Manila, who then said that he'd contacted the mayor and the officials to do with the government, for all of the people who were still stuck in Manila, to try and get them, even if they were just outside Manila, in so that they could get their flight. There were some people in Angeles who some of our viewers had tagged us in the video of so that we could help them. So they actually were in our video, which we made purposely to speak to our British government. But I just want you all to know that everyone who is stuck in Manila and the surrounding areas has now successfully got home. There are 3 people in Angeles who should be going home at the weekend. But other than that, the people who are left are on the islands. So the British government did organise with the embassy in Manila to repatriate. They'd on one flight. There was supposed to be 2. Again, we got so many comments telling us about that, so we could pass that information on. But there was one repatriation flight and one was cancelled. I think there is another one happening next week. I'm unsure about the details, but so that you know, a lot of people from the islands and all of the people from Manila have now successfully been brought back to the UK. So as everyone from the Philippines was coming to London with Philippine Airlines, British Airways was sending people from the Philippines who were stuck in London back to the Philippines. So it's a successful story.
Maybe they had a little deal on the go where Philippine Airlines brings back some Brits and then the Brits take back some Filipinos. You never know. That's the way it kind of looks.
It would have made sense for one airline to just bring a bunch of people over and then bring the other bunch of people over, because it would have been cheaper.
Yeah, global warming and stuff, right?
It would have been cheaper because they wouldn't have had to pay the big price there and back for one flight. But anyway, I just think while we're talking about repatriation, because we still get messages of people offering help, I just wanted to give an update on the British people and the repatriation situation. So you're all amazing, and every day when we read comments, we'll like, oh, listen to this comment, don't we?
We read a lot of comments.
We read pretty much all of them.
I'll be like playing computer and Cody be like, listen to this, and she'll read it to me, like, so there's like a gazillion comments. There's
so many, and
so many.
There's some videos, like even just the one we done on the president, what he said, like that, the comments are over, there's over 1,000 comments.
Yeah, over 1,000 comments, yeah.
And we just can't, like, if we're putting a video up every day and there's one video with 1,000, it's hard to keep up, and we don't want anyone to think that we're not interested in what you've got to say, because we absolutely read every single one of them, but trying to reply to every single one of them is really, really hard.
Especially like, because when we do reply to comments, we put like an actual personal message.
It's
back.
not a generic one
Yeah, it's
word.
not like some people will just put like a smiley face or something like that. We never do that. We always we actually reply. So to actually reply to like 1,000 comments on one video, that would take us like at least two days at least, with making another video
and the rest,
shopping and stuff like that. It's really difficult.
It's hard. So I know that, you know, we've got not much else to do in quarantine, but at the moment I am still applying for jobs and still looking to get involved in work, so that takes a lot of time. on the phone to different people, and like by the end of that process, the day's gone, and then we've got to make a video, edit the video, upload the video, then look at comments, and then cook dinner, and then you're like, well, where's my day? So I just wanted to update you and just let you know that we are really grateful, especially for the comments on the last video. I think I've already said that, but they were just really, really, really kind and thoughtful. So thank you all very much. And that's it really. Like, I just wanted to give a little update on that.
Just for the record, guys, if our house in Iloilo was actually ready, we probably wouldn't have left. We probably definitely, I think 90% sure we would have probably said, we'll just stay.
All we would have been paying for was our food. We wouldn't be paying for a hotel and all.
We'd be getting that native manok every day.
We would
doing dailies from Iloilo live. Oh, that would have been great. Damn it.
Are you excited for our like lifestyle videos? Because although this isn't really travel and we are a travel channel, and this is a bit odd for what we really do because we don't do dailies, but when we get into our house, we're definitely gonna kind of become a little bit more lifestyle, because we'll be spending a lot of our time in there, but we'll be in the good place to travel from. So let us know if you're excited about that, because we can't wait.
We've got some good ideas about, because we're still going to be a travel channel, right? But obviously in between the travel, because we'll do like 2-3 weeks in the house, and then 2-3 weeks traveling somewhere, and then again 2-3 weeks staying at the house, and then that's how it's going to go. So I think we're going to have a lot of videos a lot more regularly than what we would normally do. We'd probably have a video every like 3 days, but I think once we move in, I think we'll probably have at the very least one every 2 days. I think minimum. I think personally it'll probably be every day, I think, probably. But yeah, so that's the video for today, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and all the comments, thank you very much, and we will see you again tomorrow.
We will. Maybe I'll cook for you. Who knows? Take care, be kind. See you soon.